Hey guys, LegomationStudio here with the Hero Factory review. What the heck, LegomationStudio? God dang it, you traitor of Bionicle! What the? Okay, shut up. Calm down. I've kind of brainwashed some of you guys into thinking that you have to absolutely go crazy when you hear the name Hero Factory. Now, of course, it's understandable to go a little nuts, like a little disgusted at the name Hero Factory. I still am, but I'm not going to go crazy like some of you guys in the comments are. God dang it, LegomationStudio, what are you doing? Jesus Christ, man! Wah! Calm down. I want to explain this to all of you before we start the reviews, and I know what you're thinking now. Now we're going to go over for another 3 minutes of the box and just looking at it. Remember, I'm not talking about the box. This is a little update before the review. Not an update. This is something to tell you guys about Hero Factory. Well, as you know, I've decided to only buy a handful of these sets, probably 5 or 6 of them, and of the entire collection, which is like 20 some that were released or are being released this summer of the Hero Factory. And I just kind of went to the middle. It was either that I didn't buy any or I bought all of them. And because I am sponsored by Lego, I need to at least go over some of these because I feel like the fans of Bionicle that are around 10 or 11, even younger, like between ages like 6 and 12, you guys still have a couple, 12-year-olds still have a couple years left until you're like in high school, and the little kids like 6 or 7, they still have their whole childhood ahead of them, and they can't just stop collecting Bionicle, and even if they've been a fan of Bionicle for only a year. This is something that they should do and they should collect, and this is what's going to be their Bionicle. But our Bionicle, if you're my age, 15, 16, has moved on. And I want you to ask yourself, are you really going to go on collecting these Hero Factories until you're 18 or 20? I mean, obviously I think this is going to be pretty big, as it will probably gain more into the story as it goes. But think about it, honestly, are you going to do this? Are you really going to go on collecting these? Because I know my basement is filling up with Bionicle and Lego, and I think I have finished my Bionicle collection to where I think I should just end it and move on. I'm 15, I'm getting my own life, making films, I want to become a filmmaker, and sitting here in the basement reviewing these things isn't quite a good life to me. And I don't think it would be for any of you other YouTubers out there that are 15, 16 years old. But if you want to go on and use your money, I won't say waste, but use your money to buy these, then go ahead. Especially if you're like me, where you pretty much gain all the money back by reviewing. But if not, you really should think about it and maybe, go on to a different hobby and leave these for the younger kids who are going to grow up like us with this instead of Bionicle, because that's their thing. So yeah, if you're really young, I guess you can go ahead and get this. But if you're like 12 and up, you should start thinking about whether you're going to go on with these, because it's going to be a while, and I know I don't want to live my life doing these every single day. Okay, and with that, the reason for my reviewing these is because I feel like I should introduce the younger fans of mine. I'm talking to you guys. I want to introduce you guys to Lego Hero Factory, and instead of just leaving you off at Bionicle, because of course you're going to be collecting these for the next couple years, or hopefully, I don't know, next 10 years probably is how it's going to end up, just like Bionicle. But this is what we've got. Hero Factory, introducing you guys and some of your other fans just to look at these, but I'm not going to get sucked into this franchise like some of the little kids might. So here we go. Okay, now starts the review, guys, okay? Don't say, the last 3 minutes were just crap. It wasn't crap, I was explaining stuff, guys. Okay, here is the review. Here's a comparison with the Bionicle Star canisters released earlier this year. As you can see, they are very similar. Not the exact same thing, but very the same. You got the circle in the middle with the spikes on the side, so really similar. It really isn't the same canister, but the bottom half definitely is the same canister. They did that so that way the bottom half could be the same. They changed the lid so that way it would still be stackable, so you can actually stack Hero Factory with Bionicle Stars. But that's just a comparison of showing you Scrawl Maze, H Hero Factory symbol, Rivalry, or Friends, the successor of Bionicle. But point is, yeah, these are the similarities between the two canisters. Very similar. And on the front, we have Preston Stormer. In the background, we have like blueprint of how his model, because he's like a robot model, was created. So like blueprints, Hero Factories and everything. 6 through 16-year-olds, Hero Factory, Lego, Preston Stormer. He has a little Preston Stormer signature right here. He's in his pose with his big blaster on his hand, and then 17 pieces. Stormer is here, and then it says Stormer again with a little Hero Factory insignia and a little picture of him in a circle. So a lot of detail on the canisters besides the fact that it's just blueprint in the background, not like an Iceland. And then it says, from the makers of Bionicle characters. Some of you guys thought this meant it was Bionicle. No, it's not. But you know, I feel like it is a great thing that Bionicle is getting some tribute to having these be the successor of Bionicle. I really like that, because at least they are noticing it, you know. I mean, in the magazines, they hardly say anything about Bionicle moving on. They just end it without any remorse. But this, I think, really finishes it off in a great way that they could really contribute to the Bionicle fans, knowing that, hey, this isn't just something we pulled out of the trash. It really is the successor of Bionicle. On the back, we have advertised Preston Stormer attacking his, I guess, nemesis or enemy that he fights, the villain Von Nebula. Of course, the most awesome of the villains. Really cool. Picture of Stormer and him posing to fight each other. Lego Hero Factory, the Bionicle creator thing again, but in Spanish. And Stormer's head, and it's like, this is the actual size of the head. Okay, I really cared to see that. No, I didn't. So we spent a lot of time looking at these. They are stackable again, just like contributing to what 2008 started, the stackable lids. And HeroFactory.com. Yeah, this is the box. So let's open this and find out what we got for our money. Pull out the instruction booklet. Jump out the contents. And let's see what we got. Well, of course, we've got the instruction booklet. It's a very, very small instruction booklet because I could probably build this on my own. But I'm advertised for all the Hero Factories. And then the building instructions just has a little H in the background. Oh, very creative. And, then just Stormer. Picture of Stormer and the Hero Factory city. What it is, you know, you've got the entire city there. Really cool kind of map, like of Google Map of Hero Factory. So that's kind of cool, layout of it, like in the real world. And then we have an advertise for Natalie Breeze, one of the other Hero Factories I got, fighting Thunder. Of course, I'm not going to buy Thunder, and I'm not going to buy many of these guys, as you know. Win Lego. That little kid again. So these are the pieces that we've got. Let's take a look at the new pieces. We've got this awesome weapon that we've got for Preston Stormer. I mean, it's just a random... I mean, it's not the best. It's quite detailed, I guess. But it's all white. They didn't put much color into it. And it's just like they threw a bunch of random stuff in it. You've got the H symbol right here. The Hero Factory. But then you've got a kind of a Glatorian hand molded into it. A spear. Axe. Chainsaw. And an ice blaster. All in one. It's just like a bunch of junk thrown into one. I don't know. Kind of weird. And then, of course, the bad thing about it is that it is hollow. It's really weird. I think they could have maybe not filled it in, because you can see Lego is trying to save money. They're trying to be very cheap. But they could have at least made a piece that would fit in here that you attach to the arm. So we have the awesome weapon. And then we have the new Hero Factory core. And people are saying, oh, LegomationStudio, I was talking about how Bionicle was so special because the masks were what made it different. Throwbots, the discs were what made it unique. And people are saying the Hero Factory core. No, these are just what power them up. They're not like special or unique. They would be if a bunch of different ones were given throughout the sets. But they're all the same, guys. They're not like... All Preston Stormer is blue. If Preston Stormer had a green one and a red one here, I mean, that'd be just changing the color, but it's not the uniqueness. That's just the thing that powers them. They still have nothing unique about them. Okay. And then an awesome chest plate. Each and every Hero Factory has a different chest plate. Which is very cool. Some of them are the same. I think the rookies actually have the same ones. But you can see that they put a lot of, like, spikes are on the side, which is really cool. A place to put the Hero Factory core, and little dots and lines here. So you can tell they put detail in these sets a lot, in just the overlooking detail. And then we have a arm piece, like what we had with the Matoran, except this one is fully open. Last year, all those arm pieces were really 90-degree bent. This is Zesk's. But these ones are like more open. They're not as angled as these, which is good because you can give more posability. Then again, you can't, because what if you did want to fold them in? But that's just a comparison between these are more open than this. So, yeah, we've got newer, more open, not 90-degree angled arms in a very cool sky blue color. Very nice. Gives it a really ice feeling about it. Of course, this really doesn't represent an element like Bionicle did. And then 2 new feet. Very cool. All the Hero Factories have these. And as you can see, they are kind of these cool feet. On the bottom, they have this jet piece that can so they can fly. Really cool like jets on the bottom. And very nice. The same with this foot. Clear Glatorian head, Iron Man mask, but really it's not new. Other new pieces. Quite a lot of new pieces though, I must say. But then these cool armor that they have, and this is probably my favorite thing about the sets, just to make them look nice and bulky, you have these armors that fit on really nice. Leg armor. The helmet, not the mask, these are helmets. Very cool. You've got a little speaker on the side, a little telephone thing so he can talk to the Hero Factory and say, hey, what's going on? But a really cool kind of alien looking head. Really white, scoped, nice, like a microphone here that he can talk through. Antenna, yeah, there's an antenna. And then the torso. So, wow, these are all the new pieces. The torso this is the front, as you can see, very cool in the way it was designed. Camera, why don't you focus for a second here? Camera. On the back, it's very clear mold that they did, but this is the front here. So that's the torso. And then all the extra pieces. So this is what we've got for our money. Why don't we take a moment and speed build it? Should I look at the instructions? Fine, I will, just for you guys.
Oh yeah, I look pretty badass, mother.
So, here's Preston Stormer. They really threw a lot in here, you can tell, and they did a lot of detail on the way the sets were. They were very imaginative on how these sets would look. They appeal to everyone's eye. I mean, you look at this and you go, what the heck was LEGO doing for the past 3 years? They could have done so much with the look of Bionicle. But once again, I use the word look. Just what the eye can see. But there are things behind it. Of course, he has the awesome badass blaster and this cool chest that makes him look nice and bulky. I love bulky. But then we've got the awesome leg armor, which makes him look not nice and tough, like he's fit and ready for action. And then the hero core, nice and clear, and the mask, or helmet, working out just well with Hero Factory and antenna, microphone, just all cool looking. But there's something about all these Hero Factory sets that makes them not that great. They look nice and clear. From the back you can see they could have put a little back armor, I think. Maybe one of these on the arm as well, because he's got this scrawny little arm just right here. It's kind of like Megatron. He had that awesome huge blaster, but then the Megatron Transformer just had this little wimpy arm right here. But that had to do with the story. This doesn't, in fact. I mean, they could have added armor here. But as you can see, it's very appealing to the eye. But let's go on to the con about this. Well, building experience. Building experience, very quick, simple. You could do it without the instructions. Really didn't need anything. And that's the thing. LEGO claims that they wanted to move on from Bionicle to making sets that were easier for kids to build. That just takes the whole concept of LEGO Technic away. These aren't Bionicle Technic. These are pieces that were thrown together that are easy to build. I mean, that just takes away from everything. These have 17 pieces. Originally, things had like 80 pieces. I mean, they had so many intricate designs that were put into them, and now they're just a bunch of pieces of junk thrown together. Okay, I'm not gonna bash it too much, but, you know. Then, I guess if that's not bad, the real problem is the fact that they have no articulation whatsoever. Oh yeah, they can move the arms and stuff and the legs, but for stop motion, this sucks. For playability for little kids, I can't imagine what they can do with these. I mean, it's just so cool that the old ones could actually bend their dang knees, but these can't. Of course, the Matoran, I shouldn't be complaining. The Bionicle Stars and Matoran, you couldn't do that with them either. But, yeah, it would have been awesome to have them be able to bend, but the articulation test, like what Bionicle Freak Man said, the articulation test for these guys is nothing. They can't really articulate anything. But for posability and collectability, these guys, you know, sign me up with that. They are pretty cool looking. Let's take a look at the thing that everyone hates, the hollow arm. Yes, it's a problem, but we're gonna have to deal with it. I feel that they could have made some sort of piece that could have actually, you know, like fit in here. You know, so that way we wouldn't just have this one little piece holding it. We could have had just this arm and then I mean, it almost fits, you can see. And it would have just gone in like that. That would have been nicer. Hey, look at that. It kind of works. Not really. But, you know, just to fill something in, so that way we didn't have this hollow thing. But I shouldn't complain that much because Lego's never going to change that. They're always going to be cheap because that's how they go nowadays for some weird reason. I mean, they're making more money than they ever did before. You think they wouldn't be as cheap, but I guess it goes when you're making more money, you become more cheap. It's kind of a funny thing there. Here's a comparison with the Bionicle Stars Takanuva release earlier this year and Preston Stormer. As you can see, the problem that we all had with the Bionicle Stars about just not being the best designs and everything is true, because you can see that the design on Hero Factory was way better. They have a lot more bulkiness to them. Takanuva looks kind of scrawny. But remember that Takanuva has elemental powers. He has the power of light. What does Preston Stormer have? An ice blaster? Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, you've taken a look at Preston Stormer. He's probably going to be my favorite out of all of them, just because he's a nice bulky design and appeals to the eye. I've got a rate on design and how he looks, or well, design, I'm talking about like detail design wise. He's definitely a 9 out of 10 or even a 10 out of 10. I mean, what more can you do with these pieces? Maybe add some armor to the arm here, but that's it. You can't do much more with what you've got. You have a limited amount of room to, you know, design with and add on to. So really almost a 10 out of 10, but just, I guess the fact that I really don't like these are not Bionicle, it's the end of Bionicle replacing them, and the fact that they have no imaginative story and that they can't bend anything, they have no articulation in the arms and legs whatsoever, makes it go down to about an 8 out of 10 or so. So overall, just a 9 out of 10. So all you little kids out there that still have quite a couple of years left, quite some years left in your childhood, definitely go out and get these, collect these. These are awesome for you guys. But for kids my age that are getting old and we're going into high school that we need to get a better life than this, I think it's good to just end it. Maybe get 1 or 2 of these just to kind of say, hey, I got a couple, you know. But maybe not even if you're easily sucked into this, because I'm getting so sucked into this. If I had, I want to buy all of them, but I can't. Because it's just, they look cool, but really inside, it's not what we need. We don't need any more of these. But the little kids who have years left of their childhood do. So check them out if you want. They are $7.99, same as the Stars, $8. A little pricey, but at least we get a little more than what we did with the Bionicle Stars. So check them out. They're all the Toys R Us's in America have them. Don't believe it if you call them and they don't, because of course it's weird why Lego doesn't even talk about them on the Lego website. They do on Hero Factory, but they aren't on LegoShop.com, and yet they're all over Toys R Us. I called the Lego stores all around America. Like, I was calling them, and all of them, it's so funny just to find this. It's from my Bionicle documentary. But they were like, no, no, those aren't going to be coming until fall. Are you kidding me? The Lego store doesn't have them until fall, yet Toys R Us in the middle of July has them? You don't make any sense. They must have some special contract between them, because I just don't get why they would do that. You know, Lego, if you release them now, you're going to make more money. It's pretty simple. But, yeah, I guess they don't want them to count as that. Okay, enough ranting. Really cool. Thanks for watching this review. Next up, we are going to be reviewing Furno and then Breeze, and that will be the last of those kind of sized sets. You know, these sized sets that we're going to buy. But thanks for watching. This is LegomationStudio signing out. Wait, before I go, remember, I'm not a trader of Bionicle. God. I need to do these for the younger kids to introduce them into the sets. But yeah, Bionicle Classic reviews on Fridays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. Throwbot reviews, and this is LegomationStudio signing out. See ya. God, this review took forever.
I'm Preston Stormer from Hero Factory. Do you need help destroying a villain? You can call us at 1-888-4-HERO-FACTORY. Not in programming. Bionicle will live forever, man. And don't you forget about it.